Hello everyone, this is a tutorial on how to configure and download, install, and configure Ventrilo client for Windows 7 systems. If you do not have Windows 7 systems, unfortunately this tutorial will still work to an extent, however it may be a little different for whatever system you're using. So first of all, let's get to the internet. My internet is Google Chrome. I recommend it because it has a built-in firewall. If you don't like Google Chrome, well, use whatever browser you have. So first off, we're going to Ventrilo.com. Let that load up. Now on the left-hand side, we have Download. Go ahead and click that. And now Client Programs. This is what you're going to want. There's Server Programs. That's for a free 8-person server you can put on your computer. This tutorial is not for that. That is for the client. This is for the client. There are different flavors here. There's Windows 32-bit, 64-bit. This installer will work for Windows XP, Windows Vista, and Windows 7. We're doing the Windows 7 installation today. And Windows 64-bit, all 64-bit platforms. Now, if you do not know what kind of platform you have, that's a really easy to figure out. Let me move us over here. That didn't really work. Hang on. Try that one more time. There we go. I have 2 monitors, so I apologize. Go to your Start menu. Right-click on Computer and go to Properties. Give it a moment. Now this screen will open and it'll tell you information about your computer. My system is a 64-bit system. So right here, Windows 64-bit operating system. If yours says 32, you're a 32-bit. It shouldn't say anything else under system type, otherwise there's something wrong with your computer. Now you just saw what's under the hood of my computer. Feel privileged. So we're going to download Windows 64-bit. We just left-click it, and then we scroll all the way down. These are just, the TOS. Browse, graze over it before you hit accept, because if they say you owe them a kidney, well, by clicking accept, you owe them a kidney. So with Google Chrome, it'll pop up down here. It's an exe. Are you sure you want to download this? Click keep. Wait a couple of seconds, and it'll download. Go ahead and left-click on that file, and then Windows will open its UAC. Hit yes. The installer's going to pop. A couple of windows are going to pop up, and then we're going to get our installation for Ventrilo. Go ahead and click Next. Click Accept. Next. Destination folder. Make sure, wherever you want to put your program files. If you don't know, if you're not used to doing computers and you're not a tech-savvy person, don't change this. If you're tech-savvy and know what you're doing, go ahead and change it to your favorite program folder. Click Next otherwise. And then click Next again. Now it'll go through its installation process. So depending on your system, this may take a few minutes. If your system does happen to hang at the beginning, before this screen and after that last screen, if it looks like it's going to hang, just wait. It took 5 minutes to install it on this machine. So if it takes longer on yours, well, there may be a problem with your system. If it goes faster, well, there may be a problem with my system. Although my system is running 50,000 tabs of Google Chrome. So with that said, let's go ahead and hit finish. We're not done yet. We downloaded it. Now we need to configure Ventrilo. Let me pull up the Ventrilo client now. Okay, now that we have the Ventrilo client, this is what it looks like. You're going to go ahead and put in your username. For my server, for the Holy Rollin' Empire server, our naming scheme is as follows. Your in-game name, followed by a parenthesis, and your real name, end parenthesis. So if I was going to do a new character, I don't know, say my name is Bob, and I play on the tune Jeff. My name is Bob, So it goes inside the parentheses. My tune's name is Jeff, so Bob would go inside, just like that. Nothing too hard, nothing too difficult. So after you hit that, we're actually going to make one. Jeff, Bob. Notice it says select Jeff, Bob, new, clone, delete. Don't worry about any of that. We're just making this one, and then hit OK. Now notice, when you saw Michael Dorn, I had server information. Now that we're under Jeff Bob, server information is blank. That's because Jeff Bob doesn't have any servers. So we need to configure that. The setup configuration information is inside the guild info, and you would have to be in the World of Warcraft client in order to get that. But go ahead and click Add or Edit Server. Now give me one moment here, and I'll give you information. Now in our example, we're actually going to connect to the Holy Roland Empire Ventrilo server. So click New, and this doesn't matter. Name it whatever you want. I'm going to call it Bubbles. You can call it whatever you want. As I'm showing here, you can name it whatever you want. The server information is CADMIUM. See, if you mistype it, it won't work. .typefrag.com. The port information is 40281, and then the password is in guild info. I'm not giving that out to this tutorial. And that's my cat. He says hi. Leave this password, and then click OK. Now notice Jeff Bob is up here. The server name is Bubbles. Bindings, well, you can play around with that. I'm not entirely sure what all that does. But go ahead and click Connect. Notice you get a guild message of the day. That means you did connect successfully. Hit close. Now notice Jeff Bob, he's in Vent, and you have Sean, and then there's an officer named Wax, and there's Caleb. That means you successfully connected. Now, folks that are in Dungeon 1 or running a dungeon, open chat, you can just say hello. I'm going to say hello for my tutorial. Hello, this is Chris. I'm just doing the tutorial and waving to everyone in Vent. And then if Sean's on, he can queue in and then say hello himself. But Sean's actually running off of a pair of headphones he's using as a microphone right now. So, with that said, that's how you connect. Oh, I'm sorry, almost forgot. Key binding. Not this key binding. In order for me to queue up, as I just did, click Setup, and then make sure your Push to Talk key, hotkey, PTT mode, Push to Talk mode, is selected, and click in Hotkey. And now, before you do anything else, pick a hotkey on your keyboard you will use for Ventrilo. I use my left control key. Reasons because my hand is on the left side of the keyboard, all my key bindings are over there. Just makes sense to use control. So then hit OK, and you're off talking. You click control, and there's my green microphone, or not microphone, speaker. Now people can hear me. Now people can't. Click setup once again if they can't hear you while you're broadcasting. Now this is completely specific to your computer. Check to see if you have your speakers. Best thing for you is to select use direct sound if it's available, and then default direct sound device. So if your default direct sound device is a pair of speakers, that's where Ventrilo will come out of. However, if you have a headphone jack with headphones plugged in, and you have something else that pops up here, not just speakers, but something else, that's where your Ventrilo sound will come out of. Same thing with input device. If you have two different microphone jacks, you select one, it'll hear out of that one. If you select default direct sound device, it'll go for whatever the system's default sound device is. Mixer, this is for your microphone, so you can increase your volume or decrease your volume depending on what the people in Ventrilo say. And this is your outbound. Outbound is out through your speakers. I'm sorry, out through your microphone, so we can hear you. And inbound is for you, your speakers. So if we're too quiet, turn us up. If we're too loud, turn us down. If you're too loud, turn yourself down. If you're too soft for us, turn yourself up. That's the tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to post comments if you can. And with that said, take care, God bless, and have a fantastic evening.